I'm just saying that when I look at Ja Morant, this brother is sensational.
This kid, he plays in a way that says, follow me now.
Ja Morant is taking it to the next level this season.
He is a guy that wants to win, and he will do anything to win.
This kid is must-see TV. He is the Lamar Jackson of basketball.
Ja Morant, it's real. He's in the MVP conversation. He is in the MVP conversation in his third year in the league.
Mac, you love watching Ja Morant. You have been on him since he got into this league. How much do you think now that the Grizz are, they're playing so well around him, are they propping him into this all-star category too?
Well, first and foremost, shout out to the Grizzlies front office for putting together such a nice nucleus of talent that I think in the next, 2 to 5 years is going to be really, really exciting to watch with Ja, Brooks, Jaren Jackson, those guys. I mean, they are fun to watch right now, but given some more experience, they're going to be a problem in the Western Conference. Ja Morant, I'm saying this right now, he's going to be an MVP in this league.
Whoa.
No, he's going to be an MVP in this league, and he's going to be arguably the best player in the game. I am saying that. I'm going on the record to say that right now. I mean, the kid, he's fearless, right? He's fearless. He's such a cerebral player, and although he can score, he loves being a facilitator and making the game easy for his teammates. And that, in a result, these guys are playing great basketball right now. 6-game winning streak, are we talking? I mean, the talent is extremely young, and look what they're doing right now. So I love what I'm seeing from Ja and the Memphis Grizzlies.
All right, let's take a look at this historic pace for rookie seasons. Ja Morant is lined up very well with Derrick Rose and Tyreke Evans when you're comparing rookie seasons. Now, granted, he's only 13 games in, so we know it's a small sample size. But, GP, let's start with you because you picked Ja Morant to be your rookie of the year, and this was before Zion Williamson was injured. So what was it that you saw in him?
Well, I saw his motor, his determination, and how he was determined. When he was at Murray State, he was saying that nobody's thinking about him, nobody's talking about him. And then as soon as they get into the NCAA tournament, he takes over games and scores points and does the things he does. And what's so impressive about him is that he didn't came in the first 13 games, and he seems like he's been here for 8 years because he's so calm. The coach is giving him the ball on game times with 13, 14 seconds, and he's going in and getting it done. And I'm not surprised that he's scoring 18 because the team that they got and the coach giving him that ability to do the things that he's doing, I figured that he would be this good, but not this good this soon.
Changing subjects real quick. The thing I said earlier about intelligence. Who are the smartest players you've played against or played with?
The smartest players I've played against is by far LeBron, Rajon Rondo, and Chris Paul. When I'm playing it, and who's creeping up into that category is Ja Morant. Everybody is excited about how Ja Morant flies around. Everyone's excited about the passes he may throw, how he can run full speed with KD, leave KD a little bit and jump like that running full. All of those things are very exciting. Don't get me wrong, they excite me too. But the thing that excites me most about Ja Morant is when we're playing against the Memphis Grizzlies, and not quite to the level of LeBron James or Chris Paul or Rajon Rondo, but when we're playing against those guys, I can feel the chess match. Like every possession down, they're looking at me, scoping me out to see where I'm at. I'm looking at their guys and what they're doing to try to see what they're trying to get into. And every time down the floor, it's like a chess match. It's like that with Ja. Like I said, he's in his third year. Not quite to the level of those guys yet, but I didn't have the privilege of playing against those guys at that time in their career, but I'd only imagine it was probably along those same lines as Ja is going. And so I'd have to give it to those three guys, and my honorable mention is Ja, and only because he's young and still has a lot of room to grow. But it's a chess match when we're playing the Grizzlies, and I, as the anchor of our defense, as the facilitator on offense, I feel that, and especially with those three guys, and really Bron and CP. With those three guys, it's offensively too. See, Ja hasn't gotten that part yet of where it's like, no, on the defensive end, I have to be worried about you too because you're so smart that you're sniffing out everything. He is that smart, but he just doesn't understand how to sniff out everything yet. Whereas opposed to those guys, I'll throw a pass and LeBron will be right there waiting on it as if I was throwing a pass to him.
I'm not sure how often you do jersey exchange, but obviously last time you played against Ja, you had some words from encouragement after the game tonight.
Oh, I didn't even know I was getting his jersey, actually. I gave him mine for sure, but I didn't know he was returning the favor, but it's pretty cool. The kid is super special, like I said, we just played him in LA, that Memphis got a great one. So the sky's the limit for the kid.
Aside from his physical attributes, just the psyche he has at 20 years old, is that as impressive as anything?
I don't think it matters how old you are if you have a basketball IQ. I think he's played like that probably his whole life because the game is mental, and then the physical abilities came after that. Same with me. I mean, when I was 8, 9 years old, before the physical talents took over, it was about thinking the game and the mental side. So it doesn't matter how old you are because you can't really, either you have it or not when it comes to basketball IQ. You can't. That's something that you can't teach that or learn that. You're either born with it or not.
You came in the league obviously at 18, so you know what it's like doing that. Does this strike you just thinking how close an age like your son is to Ja at this stage? You ever think about something like that?
No, I don't think about it because this summer I had Darius Garland and Darius Baisley and all those guys over my house, throughout the summertime. And when they would come over to the house, they'd be outside actually playing basketball with Bryce and Bronny. And we're playing video games with them. And at first I was like, and then I had to realize that those guys 17, 18 years old and my son 15 and 13. So yeah, it made all the sense in the world. And my wife was, I'm not gonna say which one said it, but one of them said, when they was leaving, they said, "Thank you, Auntie Savannah." She didn't particularly like that, but it was a respect factor. She didn't like that because, my wife, she's been 21 for the last 20 years. But it's a respect factor, and we both sat back and kind of laughed at it after the fact, like, oh, wow, they're around the same. They understand it with my sons than they actually with us, so it's pretty cool.
The quirk of the schedule has you guys playing Memphis and New Orleans back-to-back, two of the best rookies in the league. When you look at that, is it excitement? Is it intrigue? Obviously you care about the game of basketball and the young talent that will carry it when you're done.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've always thought about that, and what young guys are coming up in the ranks that will be able to continue to carry it on, after I'm gone or after whoever that's been around as much as I have, and you look at Ja, you look at Zion, you look at Jason Tatum, you look at Luka Dončić, Trae Young, and the list goes on and on. That those guys are just not only great on the floor, but also more importantly off the floor, and that's a great thing to have. And our league is in a you're scaring me back there, bro. Our league is in a very, very good place, no matter what year it is.
Here's the thing that I love about Ja Morant. In the age over the last 15 years, we have a lot of AAU basketball mindset, right? People on different teams, yeah, they're all my boys, they're all my friends. Ja Morant doesn't give a damn about any of that, Sage. The only brothers he has are the dudes on his team. There's an old school mentality. And I will say this, and you can mark this one down. He's the best ticket in the game of basketball right now. Every single time I watch a Memphis game, there are 4 or 5 plays, Sage, where my jaw is on the ground. He is fearless and relentless with the way he attacks the rim. He can contort his body in different ways. He has a very high basketball IQ, and he is a dog. He is a competitor. And the rest of his team emulates that on a day-to-day basis. This team is for real, and Ja Morant is for real. He's in the MVP conversation. He is in the MVP conversation in his 3rd year in the league. That says something about him.
How surprised are you that he is in that conversation when you've got the Stephen Currys of the world out there and, of course, the LeBron James, Ja Morant?
Well, look, at the beginning of the year, Sage, he made a great comment. Somebody asked, are you going to fight to be in the MVP conversation? He says, if my team dominates the way that we're supposed to dominate, then people will naturally put me in that conversation. And I'm just going to tell you, because my hands are over my eyes right now, can we just go back and see something? Sage, I'm a one-legged jumper. I think Derrick Rose is probably one of the most gifted one-legged jumpers we have. There is pieces of him that remind me of D Rose. He gets above the top of the 90-degree square with 2 hands, Sage, and pins the ball to the backboard. That's things that we see Kevin Garnett do. Those are things we see tall, athletic individuals do, not somebody who's 6'1", 6'2", 185 pounds. There is something different. He has that it factor, and we don't meet a lot of players that have that it factor.
Kevin, what do you make of the player Ja Morant has become in such a short period of time?
I mean, he's just controlling the games. Always been an efficient player who can run the point guard spot. He's developed into a major scorer as well. He just plays with great pace out there, plays with joy and enthusiasm. And you see him blossoming in front of our eyes. I mean, since college, he's been on this trajectory. And as a basketball fan, you can't wait to see what his years going forward.
What did you see out of him tonight?
Out of Ja?
Yeah.
I mean, he's just explosive. He's explosive. The direction he wants to go. He wants to go left. We knew that. But he's just so good, so fast, and still gets to it. He's just explosive, electrifying. I compare him to D Rose. I guarded him my rookie year in Indy, Chicago, and guarding him again, or guarding Ja is very similar to how D Rose was, which is how quick and his ability to change directions, move his body in the air. He made it tough for us.
Okay, I wanted to know what you made of Ja Morant's impact, considering you play the same position, and just what you could say about how he, particularly the chase down he had on Avery.
You talking about just a play or what? Just a play. It's a block. It's a block.
And just overall, what he brings to that group.
Big for them. Bring their downhill speed. Puts pressure on the defense. Does a good job of doing that consistently, which makes him, hard to guard.
I'm just curious your impressions of Ja Morant and just the season that he's had this year. Kind of what stands out to you?
I like him a lot. I've liked him since he came to the league. Unbelievable player. Plays the right way. He's getting better each year. He's getting his teammates involved. He's building a great culture with Coach Taylor in Memphis. They're a young team, great team. The future is bright for his team and for himself also. But he's been playing great. He's one of the best point guards in the league, in my opinion.
He reminds me of myself when I was that age.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't compare myself to like a younger guy, but there's guys that compete, and I think the guy that competes on, and he's doing a great job that people don't talk about, is Ja Morant. He's leading Memphis in the right direction. They got a young core. This team, you can tell his teammates play with him. They love playing with him because they know that they get the ball. They will get the ball, and he competes every night.
What is is there anything about Ja that people would be surprised to know?
I mean, I don't know if you're gonna be surprised, but he's one of the most loyal dudes I've probably ever been around. Just from his family to his teammates, he has all his boys from Murray State that he played with. He still hang out with them all the time. He don't go nowhere without his, uncles, pops, cousins.
Off the field, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? They all good people too, man. So he's just a loyal dude inside and out.
Now, I'll be remiss not to ask about Ja Morant playing with him, young talent rookie, how he's led the team. how has it been playing with him, and what has he meant for the team?
He meant everything for the team. He does a lot. You know, he passes the ball, he runs the offense. You know, he's starting to guard. He's trying to take on, you know, that leadership, ownership, even though he's only 20 years old, which is amazing. You know what I mean? That just shows that, you know, our team is going to be great for years to come. And, you know, I'm just trying to help him, you know, shoulder load. And when we get back Jaren and BC and Justice, you know, the load will get easier for him. And, you know, and he'll be able to, you know, score easier, find ways to, you know, get guys involved. But right now he's doing a terrific job.
Speaking of really athletic guys, I have a question for you. Ja Morant has been unbelievable this year.
He's been incredible.
I think it's pretty well documented. I mean, he's like serious all-NBA case.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you trading? If you're Memphis, who in the NBA are you trading Ja Morant for? Is there anybody?
I mean, I am in no way qualified to like take a firm stance on this because I don't even really understand the intricacies of cap and all that sort of stuff. I know it to the very base level, but I don't know if you're trading anyone for Ja. I mean, like, especially with what that team has, and he is obviously the centerpiece of what they're doing, but he fits in perfectly to what they have. His ability to score in the paint, I think he's like top 5 in scoring in the paint on the season, which is incredible for somebody to do that at what, like 6'1", whatever he's listed at. I mean, you see Giannis score close to 20 points per game in the paint, and you understand how and why. But for somebody at Ja's size and frame, I mean, he's relatively slight too. He's not, you know, super built, but the ability that he has to get into the paint and then finish is just incredible. So my answer to your question is I don't think I'm moving him for anybody.
Kevin, just looking at your shirt, you think this is directed more towards Ja?
Yeah, same. I got to wear an ice pack on my head. Kid jumped over me. I'm so glad he didn't finish it because I might have had to do you can do a medical retire and still get all your money. Shit, I might have had to do that. That kid's, you know, he's unbelievably impressive. I really didn't think he was going to take off from there. You know, in the past we had done $100 a charge, so I had one where, you know, I came in, I got the first foul, and then, you know, I slid over on him and he took off. I mean, I knew he was athletic, but damn, I almost had, what was it, Frederick Weiss? I went like this afterwards a couple times. I ran down to their bench and I said, I mean, he legit jumped over me. It was just at the very end, he clipped me with his leg, but well, I was so glad he missed that dunk. You know, I look back, I helped him up and just kind of, that was like my tip of the hat to him. But you know, the kid is, he's really, really special. You got to give credit where credit is due. He's going to continue to get better, and you know, that $100 isn't worth it.
What was going through your mind when you saw John elevate over Kevin?
Oh, that's it. I was like, damn. He was in the air forever. I was like, oh my God. I know. That was crazy. I seen the replay when we came back here after the game. I thought Kevin was done for, man. I was like, yo, you about to be everywhere tomorrow.
One of the most spectacular missed dunks you ever seen?
Yeah, I think that probably would have been the best dunk I've seen in game if you made that. Yeah, no, seriously.
The picture of your face in the background is amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy, yo.
Well, what are your thoughts on Ja Morant? Seeing that you're out there and you're living out there, I saw a first full game of him yesterday and was very impressed. What have you thought of him thus far?
Well, one thing for sure, he's an entertainer. He's out there playing playground-style basketball in NBA sets, right? You know, it's very exciting to watch. But for the most part, I like his tenacity, you know, his fiery for the game. I like how I went to the game just last week, and I saw he's interacting with his team. He's keeping them engaged, keeping them, you know, motivated to play throughout the game. So show veteran signs of veteran poise, and you know that's good for a young guy. You could tell he's going to only get better.
When a guy like Ja gets a lot of attention, he's had a great season, overtook you in the early All-Star balloting. Is that something you notice? Does it give you any more incentive when you go against a guy like that?
I mean, no, I think he deserves the attention he's getting. You know, he's been playing at an amazing level this season, and I think he deserves it.
What makes Ja such a unique talent in this league?
I mean, he's just a different player, you know. He's special. I think he's very talented. You know, his athleticism is above everything. You know, he jumps out of the gym, but he's very talented, and he's going to be a great player. I mean, he already is.
Luka, what are your thoughts on, you know, people look at you and Ja as two of the leaders of, you know, the future of the NBA in terms of point guard play and things like that. What are your thoughts of just possibly seeing this Memphis team and Ja Morant just later on in this season and later on in your careers a lot more times?
Yeah, like I said, you know, it's him. They have an amazing team, you know. They have a complete team. Everybody knows their roles. And if we're going to get them, it's going to be really tough to beat them. We have to be prepared for them. And like I said, you know, I think they have a great team.